All right, good morning, everyone. So we are doing another SEO and Tell, a little training that will make our team more well-rounded. We're sharing our skills today. We're talking about video editing. I'm gonna share my screen now. Alrighty, so we'll be talking about video editing. The point is not to teach you how to use video editing software because everyone on the team uses something else. I use DaVinci Resolve, Toby uses Premiere, other team members use Canva. But this, I want to hit on like the theoretical, why are certain things used so that we each have like a better eye for videos. Right, so the agenda today will be the same as the previous one. So first, how to use this tool, how to use video editing, the theoretical of that. Who is this for? Kind of the audience for this, for videos. And then why is this tool special? Why is this a unique tool online? And then at the end, a little review and brainstorm. No stakes. No one gets a grade, but just to make sure the information gets into our brains. So, how to use it, how to use this for success. The basics of video editing include the use of all of these items, and I will go through them one by one, why they're important, how they're used, and some examples from real things that we've produced to make that clear. So, visual elements have videos, photos, text, and transitions. Audio elements have music, sound effects, and audio transitions. Of course, there's more, but as it relates to digital marketing, that's about all you're going to need. And this is like 99% of what I've used in the past. Of course, if you're making like a Marvel movie, there's CGI and other crazy things, but you're not really going to need that for Success City. But this is something that every single video editing software is going to use, and we all have the potential to use these in videos. So first up, we're going to take a look at videos. Videos and photos have a lot of overlap of why they're used. And I'm going to be showing a good example and a bad example of some video. So some things we do with videos, we cut them, we speed them or change their speed, and we crop them. So here's some specific clips from the Emerald Island header that we used recently, and I want to show you how much the cut makes a difference. So these are the exact same clips, has nothing to do with the was the right thing recorded, but did I clip the right portion? Did I cut the right portion out? So at the top, you'll see, well, I'll play it first and then I'll discuss. So specific actions, specific things happening. You see the card being handed over. You see the drink getting set down, the food being moved onto the plate getting onto the table. And then in the second version, you'll see something less less optimal. These are the exact same clips, but just a different moment cut from each of them. And that moment that was cut was the action is gone, right? The hand movement is complete. We're just like focusing on nothing here. The hand movement is complete, focusing on nothing. It's unclear what I should be looking at here. And, we have the server, walking away. So just based on the clips that were chosen, we see a completely different video, right? Uh, Nothing to do with, oh, you didn't record the right moment. Just in the editing process, in the post-production period, this selection is more important. When I'm creating videos in general, I like to always focus on the action happening, right? I cut out everything else. Usually the beginning of the clip is maybe shaky camera, but I want people to look at the thing happening, right? That is cutting videos. What about speed in videos?
These
This is
businesses
gonna autoplay. I hate that.
these businesses will have a chance
So
to
you'll
have a
see
one-year
in on
membership
the
with
top, this specifically this B-roll clip is slowed down for multiple reasons. Just there were some pieces I wanted to cut out. I believe I can't remember the whole logic here, but it looks a little bit more professional, whereas the bottom one you'll see has a different tone. So
These businesses will have a chance to have a 1-year membership in the Henderson Chamber. They'll get to participate
So you see in that clip
in the
in the
Henderson
middle,
Chamber,
it looks a bit more professional, a bit more
membership in the Henderson Chamber.
thoughtful. When that's sped up,
These
you'll
businesses
see
will have
this
a
looks like
chance to have a
comedy.
1-year membership in the Henderson Chamber. They'll
Right?
get to
It looks like a
participate
silent movie. It looks like,
in
I
the
don't know,
Henderson
like
Chamber.
a funny social media video. This is probably the wrong tone by using speed, right? A couple
Have a 1-year
reasons to
membership.
use speed. There's another reason we could use speed. I've noticed over the years many times I've sped something up or slowed something down to, and this is my numbers, from 80% to 120%, and nobody notices that happened. And the reason I would do that is either to fill some time or to condense some information. So up next, here's a clip that I sped up in the final product because we needed to fit it in a smaller moment and nobody noticed it. Take a look here.
Launchpad is the perfect next step for entrepreneurs and startup
Sorry,
businesses
everything's
ready
out of
to
line.
move from the
So you'll see this one took 7 seconds, where the lower one, the original audio, was 8 seconds.
Launchpad is the perfect next step for entrepreneurs and startup businesses ready to move from the home office into a dedicated workspace.
And that is actually the voice sped up. Here's the original.
Launchpad is the perfect next step for entrepreneurs and startup businesses ready to move from the home office into a dedicated workspace.
So a whole second was saved by speeding this up, and honestly, I don't think anybody would have noticed, especially if they're scrolling on social media, that, this clip has been modified. So another reason to use speed is to fit clips into a specific time frame. If you want to slow something down, maybe because of the music, you want a certain beat to hit. Speed is how you do that. Something else we do with videos is we crop them. So in this video, the cropping, the bottom is what happened in the original clip. This is what was recorded. And in the top, you see me zooming into the speaker that we should be focusing on, just so that we're not looking at everything at the one time. It gives it a little bit more focus. So the top is the final product, the bottom is the original.
City of Henderson, that's going to be great.
No, that's fantastic and very supportive by the City of Henderson.
Right, so first Eric is speaking. When he's done speaking, we move over to Scott. We know, okay, the video's moved on. So cropping helps us understand that. And this is the bottom is the original. You'll see it's kind of unclear where is the next topic starting, who should I be focusing on? It's more unclear in this bottom version.
City of Henderson, that's going to be great.
No, that's fantastic and very supportive by the City of Henderson.
See, I don't know where to look. Should I be looking at the thing in the middle? It's quite unclear, and cropping helps us understand that a little bit more. Next up is photos. Photos and videos have quite a lot of overlap in why someone would use that, but I wanted to skip past cut and crop because we've already looked at that. Covering is sometimes something else we do with photos. So here's a very intentional use of a photo to cover something up.
Join this group of business
So
owners.
here at the top, you see some B-roll and then some pictures strategically placed there on the top, and you'll see what I'm covering in the bottom version.
Join this group of business owners. It will only take an hour and a half of your time. That includes a presentation from Hussein, as well as the curated networking. Seats are limited,
So I didn't have a clip of the presentation or of the curated networking, but I wanted to get something close to at least give people an image of what's happening. But more urgently, at the bottom, you'll see
Hussein, as well as
Scott is reading from a script, and I've cut some of those clips for pacing, right? If I just led into the next clip, the sentences would have bled together. And you'll see that here.
Group of business owners. It will only take an hour and a half of your time. That includes a presentation from Hussein, as well as the curated networking. Seats are limited, so
you'll see that quick black screen was, I wanted to give at least some breathing room between the sentences, as well as, right, we wanted to hide his face during that. So photos or videos is a way to cover that as well. That's a nice, compared to graphics, graphics have a lot of the same reasons to use some things, but videos have the fortunate option that you can, completely hide some sort of element with photo or video. Moving on to text. Oops, sorry. Text, essentially the same as what you would do in a graphic. It stylizes, it brings branding. So on the left, you'll see the original Big Game Party clip here. And then on the right, I change it to Arial. So you see it's the very like wrong tone, kind of unclear actually. All right. So this was the text we went for this. I believe we didn't have a specific font that was required to be used. In other brand kits, we have to use this one or have to use this one. I think we made this up on the fly. I chose one that was, very sports looking. Also, I wanted one that was more legible. There are some crazier ones that were less legible, so I had to balance legibility and sort of cultural, what's the word? Expressing some cultural information. This is something about sports because when people are scrolling and seeing this, I want them just in a couple seconds to know what this is about. They know it's about sports. Whereas if you look on the right, it's actually a little less clear. Like you see people in jerseys. It's kind of like sports kind of music, but it's going so fast that what is this even about?
Right here at the
What?
Emerald Island.
So you see with the Arial font, like what is this about? It's a little less clear once the font is something different. This is true for graphics, but I wanted to mention it in the context of videos as well. Moving on to
Right here at the Emerald
transitions.
Island
That is
Casino
something else that we do that's something unique to video that graphics don't have because, we have the dimension of time. They blend things together. You see the text is going to blend together. The end screen is going to blend with this talking head section, and then it's going to transition out at the end. And at the bottom, I've removed all the transitions so you see how it's a bit more choppy. So here's the original at the top.
Right here at the Emerald Island Casino, where every day
It's promotion day.
So smooth transitions. Here's what that looks like without any transitions.
Right here at the Emerald Island Casino, where every day
It's promotion day.
Pretty choppy in comparison. I think I like always putting fade to black at the end of videos to give a visual that the video is now over. Very often, these are on some platforms that autoplay from the beginning. So there's a visual that this video is over and it just and you just saw a replay, right? In the case of YouTube and some other platforms, it does not autoplay. Also, the text, because it just popped onto screen, I would have had to be more precise that it matched their words. But when I used transitions, when it blended, I had more leeway with time, right?
Casino, where every day
It's promotion day.
See, it's a little bit off if we look exactly as they pop on, but thanks to the transition, I had more leeway.
every day
It's promotion day.
And that's more accurate
It's
to how people
promotion
speak,
day.
right? It's not like people don't speak choppy. Things blend together. It's kind of unclear where's the start of the word and the end of the word. So transitions were very necessary here. Moving on to music. Music creates atmosphere. It evokes emotion. So in this video, we want something bombastic, something fun, something intense. So the music that was chosen here is. And on the bottom, I chose something the exact wrong atmosphere, emotion, and tone, and that's some sad music. Very much the wrong event. This is not, maybe this is, I don't know. This is not the event that people were going to, not something sad. We wanted something exciting, and we see how music creates that atmosphere in the video. Taking a look at sound effects. Oh, this was a very interesting case. So, it also creates emotion, or sorry, it creates atmosphere or evokes emotion in sound effects. I think it's also another layer of things we can play with. So in the case of the big game party, I had the same exact clip. Was in a Santa hat for this holiday themed video. I didn't have that option. I didn't want to change the text to something Christmassy because that would like make it unclear that this is the same branding. So what I chose was some, Christmassy music and then some uh, wintry sound effects, which you'll see here. And then also the text has changed, so you can really just focus on music and audio.
The whole party's incredible.
You see with the sound effects that were chosen, I'm trying to convey there's some holiday theme, Christmas theme, because, the visuals don't show that. I don't have that option in the visuals. Now you'll see once I removed the music and the sound effects and just use a generic like whoosh sound, it's completely unclear that this is even Christmas themed. This is the exact same video. So you see the sound effect was doing a lot of the
whole party's incredible.
right, just with a generic wish. How do you even know this is Christmas theme? And actually, that's why I changed the text because that's another way we can convey that. But you see the sound effect was doing a lot of the work there. Audio transitions is the next one here. You use this to hide a music change, right? Songs don't end when we want them to, or hide a like audio change. I call those like a Franken sentence because sometimes the beginning of the sentence is in one clip, the end is in another. So I did a little screenshot you see there of two clips are about to come together, and I believe there is some something Scott says I didn't want to include, so I played with when it begins, when it ends, the volume, and things like this. I believe the unfixed version is at the top, I believe.
Will be on October 29th. We're going to go to Nevada State University. This is an exclusive event.
So you hear like his mouth sound in between the two clips. I wanted to hide that.
This is an
And the way I did that at the bottom, you'll see it's blended together a little bit, and then I played with the volume a little.
Will be on October 29th. We're going to go to Nevada State University. This is an exclusive event.
Right, hidden in the bottom. So audio transitions is another way we do that. So that's all the elements. Now the more like theoretical, who is this for, right? The city part in Successity. So video editors need to have their digital marketer caps on to consider what to use when. I think it's really great that we're the ones that are creating the content and we're also the digital marketer. It's not like two separate people. So we know what's the intention of this video. What do we want to convey? What's the branding we want to do? Whereas if we outsourced the editing, we wouldn't have that ability, right? Or it would take more communication, some more failures to do that. What I bolded here is what I've learned over the years. There's no wrong way to edit something. There's just different reasons to contribute to the same goal. So every editor has a different style that expresses personality or tone. And because personality, emotion, and tone can be expressed through editing, each editing decision contributes to the audience you're trying to appeal to. Each decision to add or not to add an element should have a justification that contributes to the tone and the message. Like earlier when we looked at a HCC clip, probably we want to slow things down. It looks a little bit more professional, more mindful. If we were doing some comedy video, I'd want to speed it up. If we are doing a video for a bank, we probably don't want to speed things up. Everything is intentional, but there isn't just one way to create that tone. Sometimes there is one way of, oh, this must be cut, but maybe it doesn't need to be cut. Maybe it can be covered. Maybe there's a reason you want that time there. So there's no wrong way to fix something. I'm taking I wanted to show the connection between editing and personality, that there's no wrong way to edit something. So I've intentionally chose some clips that are not English. This one's a Swedish clip, and you'll please pay attention to the zooms, the music, the sound effects. You don't know a single word of Swedish, probably, but you can kind of guess what this is about just by the editing.
Jag vet ju hur du är när du bär runt på sorg, vilket du gör fortfarande.
Jag har aldrig vågat fråga, för jag vet att
So
det är så
you see
extremt
sad
känsligt.
music here, you know, people crying, really close-ups on faces. It's probably something very intimate. We see some text here that zooms in and kind of has this whoosh effect that sounds very like serious. It sort of really interrupts the flow of the video. So they're probably discussing something. It's getting bigger. It's some sort of issue that isn't going to be solved, but we're going to discuss it. So it just keeps getting bigger, right? I think there's some intentionality with the text here as well. So even without knowing what they're saying, you know it's some kind of intimate conversation between groups of people. And this next one I'm going to move to next. This is a Turkish video, and you'll see it's a travel vlog. He has a lot of energy. It's going to be exciting, and you can see that by the video editing.
Herkese selam arkadaşlar. Bugün İstanbul'un en iyi 5 tane hamburgercisini test edeceğim. Bilenler bilir, hamburger aşığı bir insanım ve gerçekten
So you see, you know, every time he changes sentences, we're changing the zoom to keep the speed. We're seeing sound
en
effects
iyi 5 tane
to, you know, give you, you know, for excitement, to bring attention to, oh, we're going to be talking about hamburgers. And every sort of word has a different transition here. It's going to be a very exciting video. That's what we can tell by the personality of this editor. The next one we'll see is a little bit more laid back, but we'll see a lot of sound effects in this Japanese video, very focused on the food.
いう京都らしいお店に絞って9軒を紹介したいと思います。また価格帯もお財布に優しく、高くても予算1人1万円から1000円台まで幅広い
Right. So we're talking about different foods. That's the focus here. There's some information through text that, you know, some things are emphasized with some red text. New text is shown with a sound effect. Hey, this is something new that you should pay attention to. So that's how this editor probably is more informative, right? That's the personality. They're trying to teach you something, let you know about something. It's probably food reviews, right? Why? Why are we using video editing? What's the point of all this? Video is a really incredible tool that expresses information, personality, and human connection in a memorable way, in a way that's unique from text, unique from graphics or pictures. A really cool statistic I found was viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to 10% when reading it in text. So really, video is incredibly important in the context of digital marketing. We want people to know about the client, what they're selling, what services they provide. And videos are a great way to do that because they are more relatable to people, right? People feel a connection to a face, a moving face that looks like a real person compared to, you know, a stock image or, you know, just a piece of text, which sure can convey information, but is not quite as memorable. Now, moving on to review questions. Make sure this gets, you know, stuck in our mind. If you get something wrong, that's totally fine. But let's take a look at the first one. What is not a potential reason to change the speed of a video clip? So, is it add comedy? Is it to evoke nostalgia? Is it to grab attention or to condense information? So, which is not a reason? Mick, do you know this one?
To evoke nostalgia.
You think it's not a potential reason?
That's correct.
It could be, if we slowed it down and added some black and white, it could be kind of nostalgic. So kind of the emotion. Comedy nostalgia, that was kind of some emotions we could do. Grabbing attention, though, I don't think is so accurate because maybe it's not necessarily going to be noticeable, right? If it's the 80% or the 120%, as I mentioned, you won't even notice the speed has changed. So grab attention is a little bit better here. Let's move on to another question here. Why would you use a sound effect? That is to hide a transition in the music. That is to bring attention to an element as it appears, to Pavlov your audience into remembering something. Every time they hear a ding, now they'll, want to buy some chicken or something. Or was it to segment your video into pieces? Toby, do you know the answer to this one?
I would say B, bring attention to an element as it appears.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the best way we want to use sound effects. Hiding transitions, probably not, because that would bring more attention to the fact that something changed. Pavlov, I don't know. We're not psychologists, but I guess that could theoretically happen if it's a long enough video. Segment, not really, because it should be a smooth transition to your next segment. Next, we're going to look at a specific video and some potential ways to fix it. So this moment in the video can be improved, and what is a way that we can fix it? Can we cut the moment and combine sentences? Can we cover the video with B-roll? Can we cut the moment and separate the sentences? Kind of like what I did with that Scott video where it went to black. I separated the sentences with a short montage. In other words, should we do a break in the speaking, or could we do all of the above? Now here is the clip, and I will show you here.
There are also opportunities that I will have to be able to help nurture newer board members as well.
So the things that can be improved here, the crop is a little wrong. We should be probably more focused on her face in this clip. It's about her. It's a little bit more intimate. She says like I just did. We want to hide that moment, and as well as she was scratching her face, so maybe we want to cover this, but I don't want to give the answer away. So how about Crystal? Crystal, do you know what's a good answer here?
What's the question?
The question was, this moment in the video can be improved. What is a way that we can fix it? Do you want to cut the moment? And that's A. B, do you want to cover the video with B-roll? Or C, do you want to cut the moment, separate the sentences with a short montage? Or D, all of the above?
I think it should be D, all the above.
Absolutely, yeah, it is D, all of the above. Those
also-
are some, we want to do all of that. So we want to remove that in the middle. We want to cover the moment because she was, scratching her face. And then also we want to separate the moment a little bit, just to make the audio a little bit smoother, right? If it just went into the next sentence, it would sound like she's not even taking a breath. So we do want to separate a little bit. So here's the final product of that same moment.
There are also opportunities that I will have to be able to help nurture newer board members.
So we hid that moment we didn't want to see. She'd never said but we were back to, we're back in our office at the end. So awesome. Those were the 3 review questions. Now I want to, for us to think about how we can apply this to our work. So some brainstorm stuff. There's not really an answer here. I'm not looking for a specific answer, just this is what I want to leave you with. How can we create more intentional content for our clients? Here's some questions I like to ask myself when I'm making a video. Does this need to be here? Do we need this logo in this place? Does this transition need to happen? Does the text, where should the text be? What should that background be? Does this need to be here? Something else to consider. Is there another way to hide this mistake? Do we just want to cut it? Can we cover it? Can we blend it with something else? Can we cover it with text? There's a lot of ways we can cover something. Another question, would adding an element contribute to the tone or message here? Do we want to bring attention to this? Do we want a sound effect to add to the emotion? Do we want to stop the music here? Sometimes that's an option. Do we want to add some side element, some text like, oh, this is this location? That's something else to consider as well when you're making a video. That's all I had for today. So now is the moment for questions, comments, concerns, anything?
I just have one thing.
All right, go ahead.
And I'm going to share my screen real quick.
All right.
And I just want to play 10 seconds of what we used to be. I mean, I am so impressed by this team on the videos that they can do. So I'm just going to play just 10 seconds of this, and this is what we used to be like.
And you just taken one of our bikes for a trial run, and just tell us what you think about it. And
that's all I wanted to show. But you know, you look at what Alex went through, and then look at that from 10 years ago, and we certainly have come a long way. So, you know, Alex, you kind of are on the forefront of these videos, and I think you do a great job.
Thank you very much, Mick. Yeah. And hopefully now, because of this little training session, everyone has a little bit more of that when we're, you know, requesting videos, when we're proofing videos. Maybe we have another eye to be like, maybe we don't need that piece. Maybe there's another way to hide this. This doesn't need to be here. Hopefully now we're a bit more prepared for that. So.
Yeah, well done, Alex. Thank you so much. I learned a lot.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's the intention. Alrighty, so I think that's all for today's SEO and Tell. So next time it will be Christian talking about some, I believe it's like AI focused stuff. So look forward to that in 2 weeks. Alrighty, team.
Thank you so much,
Soon.
Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.